This man had just arrived home in South Africa, but he was not aware of the devious tail following him from behind. He had no choice but to cooperate with these culprits with his life on the line. These culprits are easily spooked, and they can be highly unpredictable in these life and death situations. Props to this man for staying calm and not panic in this situation. He remained on the driver's seat, giving the culprits less chance to think about taking the vehicle. Some of these culprits are opportunists, and limiting their chances without being aggressive while at a disadvantage can be a positive thing. This is an example of an ATM scam wreaking havoc in South Africa. In this scenario, the culprits had already set their trap and were now waiting for their first victim. They instantly saw an opportunity and took the chance. The old lady thought she was getting help, but a sinister plan was in action. They usually change the interface of the ATM to confuse the victim before forcing them to insert their bank card and PIN. In most cases, the bank card is trapped inside the ATM. In this case, her bank card was taken, but the clown acted like he had inserted it inside. He was now telling her to put her PIN for the card to come out. We can see him looking over her shoulder for the PIN. She had no idea she was being robbed in broad daylight. He then gives his minion the card and the PIN for them to drain the lady's account. This Uber driver was waiting for a ride, but things went left pretty quickly. That was a whole brick which went through his window. He was now being robbed of his belongings.
Take everything. Yes, boy. Take everything. Take everything.
Where's the man? Where's the
Take everything. Take.
Fortunately, he was left alive by these dangerous culprits.
Trip started.
The man was still in shock after such a traumatic experience. He was failing to grasp what had just happened to him in broad daylight. These robbers targeted this driver after arriving at the final location. They were now stripping him of all his belongings. In South Africa, Uber drivers are constantly at risk of being robbed. In some instances, the vehicles are hijacked and used to commit crimes by these culprits. The feeling of having no power in a situation with your fate hanging on a culprit's next decision can be terrible. The culprits are now demanding for the driver to exit the vehicle. This lady was targeted at the entrance of a business premises. This was a planned kidnapping and hijack, and this business owner might have been scouted for a long time before this devious action. The security at the compound rushed off the scene after the culprits first shot at them when they arrived. South African gun laws also make it complicated for guards and securities to retaliate in these situations, mostly if they're not official police officers. Another Uber driver facing these culprits during a ride. They had a whole firearm ready. They usually seat in this strategic way, with one culprit at the back to hold the victim in place. These people were standing next to a local shop in a township when all hell broke loose. Standing outside in South Africa, mostly in townships, is a huge risk that usually ends badly. The two had no idea they had been standing with a culprit pretending to be friendly. They stripped the unfortunate man of everything while the getaway car waited for the escape. The final video is at a stop where the man in the Merc was targeted by dangerous culprits. These luxury vehicles are constantly targeted by these culprits in South Africa. The man was reluctant at first, but the presence of firearms made this a tricky situation. He had to put his life first over possessions that could be replaced. Fortunately, his life was spared, but the vehicle was taken by these culprits.